Beautiful music playing on your number one station, RX Radio. Hey, I am Fatboy. How you doing? Happy New Year. Hoping you're enjoying this beautiful Tuesday. It is the 3rd of January, 2023. And do you want to know what day today is? Today is International Women Rock Day. Olive rocks, and she's a woman. So today is her day.
So not the rock stars, but like all women rock.
Well, I guess as it is the case with all these sorts of international days, it is what you make it, right?
All right.
Heroes Day, NRM claimed it as their day of when they did nice things, and then all of a sudden people decided, we'll just make everyone a hero. Whoever wishes to be a hero. So
who is my hero for the day?
Exactly. So now for Women Rock Day, well, I think
we rock.
Let's just acknowledge the women that do rock.
Mm-hmm.
Not all women rock, by the way, and I wish to make this point. Why is it that, let's say, a guy gets into a spat with a woman, they will say, oh, he's a misogynist. And yet, he just got into a spat with that one woman.
Mm.
Because to be a misogynist means you hate all women.
Exactly.
Or you take issue with all women. But if you take issue with a few women, does that make you a misogynist?
No, it doesn't. And we have a culture where we just carelessly throw words around. Like last year, one of the words that was overly used was narcissist. Oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, he's a narcissist. But when you ask these people, do you actually understand what narcissist means? Or do you even know that, can you pinpoint the signs of narcissistic tendencies in someone? Most people don't even have an idea.
What is a narcissist? Someone that loves themselves?
Yeah, someone that has, in simple terms, a bloated sense of self. And they won't mind hurting other people to get what they want, to feel good about themselves.
Aren't all women like that?
Aren't all men like that?
So we're all narcissists, sexist, misogynist, misandrists.
We actually, all individuals have a certain degree of narcissistic tendencies in them. But for the real narcissists, it's way higher than the normal person. Because you wanting to look good, that is a trait that is on the law. That is a narcissistic trait on the law. You're looking out for yourself. You're improving yourself. But then a real narcissist doesn't care which toes they're going to step on to get to something, hurting other people. Like, it's all about them, me, and myself all the time.
The way you describe it, it would seem like a politician would, by definition, have to be a narcissist.
But most narcissists, actually, men that have changed the world, men like, even your nice person that you like, Elon Musk, men that have led like Napoleon Bonaparte, all of those guys were actually narcissists. Because
what about Museveni? Is he a narcissist?
I think so. Most world leaders are.
The way he likes being on TV a lot these days.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, as is often the case, he gave his address at the end of the year, in which he sort of outlined some of his plans for 2023. And among the issues he touched upon is commodity prices and shortages. Did you see the address? Or did you follow it?
I read about the address.
Okay, so, the president said that the government is focused on handling these shortages, which were partly due to the poor rains of the past seasons. Is that the reason commodity prices went up, because of the rains? I don't think.
No,
really?
He said commodity prices went up because of partly because of the war in Ukraine, but then he said shortages came up because of the drought and in some places the rains.
What about fuel prices? The president said Uganda won't wait for the global conflicts to calm down and bring down the price of fuel. He said instead the country is shifting to electric buses, electric cars, and electric motorcycles. Question: how are these electric vehicles, motorcycles, cars, buses going to be powered through electricity? Yes?
Yes.
How is this electricity being produced, I wonder?
The same way it's being produced right now.
And that is?
We have hydropower through the dams.
Okay, I feel like in trying to solve one problem, we're creating more. Because can you imagine the load on the national grid that these electronic vehicles are going to have? I don't know the wattage of these electric cars, but I would guess they consume quite a bit of electricity.
I think so.
Right?
And how long does it take to charge one car? Because I saw what happened in the UK over Christmas. Tesla drivers were stuck for hours trying to...
They could not find charging places?
No, they were stuck at charging places. They were in long queues because it is cold. I think it takes time to charge.
Oh,
so,
so during cold weather, the batteries take longer to charge?
yeah, especially for the guys that have old models.
That's very interesting. Of course, if you are, if your car is being fueled by, just petrol or diesel, it'll take you just minutes.
Minutes, yes.
Or less.
Yes.
To fill up your tank and to be on your way. So, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm always a big fan of innovation and technology. And if we're going to make a move towards electric cars, so be it. I'm just not too sure that we're solving the problem.
And for me, every time the president says things like electric cars, I'm like, okay, fine, that seems like the future. But how long until we achieve that? Because the other day, the Minister of Works and Transport, Katumba Wamala, was saying that we are already in the plans to have buses. We have Tondeka, but Tondeka buses are like 3 or 5 at most. Then Kayola buses are like 2 or 3. And Uganda has how many people?
Are we now 40 million?
We are almost 50. We have a census next year.
Okay, so that's definitely going to be a problem. What else did the president talk about? Okay, security. So on the issue of crime, the president said, I want to assure Ugandans that there is no terrorist group or criminal group that can defy the combined strength of the UPDF.
The Uganda Police, the Intelligence Services,
Wow.
and the Uganda Prison Services.
This reads like one of Mohozi's tweets.
But then he says this just on the background of police posts being attacked.
Right? So for all of the, the chest thumping,
Yeah.
it would seem that there are elements in out there that are not taking this too seriously.
Well, in his defense, he said that most of them were apprehended. He even noted that those that tried to assassinate the Minister of Works, some were apprehended, others were killed.
Regarding wealth creation, the president highlighted that the focus should be on the 4 sectors of wealth creation: commercial agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. Well, as far as ICT goes, I feel like the government still isn't doing enough to, for example, bring down the cost of data.
That's true.
And there are ways to do this. Either offer tax incentives to data service providers so that they can offer these services more cheaply to the masses. Data in Uganda is still way too expensive.
Very expensive. And we still have another contention. Service providers expiring our data before it is used up.
Is that too?
That is a big thing because you may have your data, but because the expiry date has reached, they are going to take all of it.
Wow. And of course, everyone has their own worst data service provider. So I don't know.
has the crocodile.
I mean, you go on social media, everyone has something to say about each different provider.
Exactly.
And there are some people who will swear by the service that they like, and then others will curse it. So there'll always be people saying, okay, maybe MTN is great, others will say it's not. Airtel is great, others will say it's not.
Leica.
How about Leica?
You remember that time I was ranting on my status, Leica is pathetic. I was so mad. I had
Leica's
like
problem,
50 GBs I couldn't use.
I think Leica's issue is coverage. They seem to still have many black spots. So, for example, the Leica network in this building is terrible, where this office is located.
And yet you'd think that we are in the middle, we are in the thick of things where we should be getting good network.
Yeah, because when I'm at home, it's fine in Chwatele. But here in Ntinda, at least this area, it's just not so good.
It is weird.
I don't get it. So they better work on that because I like them for the price. I feel like from a cost-price perspective, they offer the best rates.
Yeah, they give, maybe that's why.
Because you get 100 GB
at 50,000.
At 50,000. That's
Yes.
almost half what you would pay for the same amount on the other networks.
On the other networks, 50,000 gets you 20 or less GBs.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So if you want to be at home watching Netflix, I think from a cost perspective, Leica seems to be the winner.
So Leica is what I buy for my children to use for different things that they do. My son is taking some coding classes, so that's what he uses. But he keeps saying, "Hey, mommy."
It's too slow, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry though that if they were to get their act together and offer better bandwidth and better services, then they'll just increase the prices.
Of course, they would.
Maybe
have
that's
to.
the trade-off we're making. Maybe in exchange for the low price, we have to accept that
the poor bandwidth.
The bandwidth won't be too high, or maybe the coverage won't be so good. It's a trade-off, maybe.
But regarding the other two main players, which one do you think, in your opinion, is the best?
I don't know.
They will come for us when Naya is just
They are
fresh.
both fantastic.
But there is one that has a crocodile that eats people's data.
Yeah, I know which one you're referring to, but we'll let people settle that debate on social media.
On Twitter. Okay.
But anyway, Mr. President, thanks for your remarks. We do hope that you actually are able to deliver on all of the promises that you are making. You talked about wealth creation. How about this? Lift the ban on Facebook. People are now doing a lot of their business on social media. E-commerce is growing, and Facebook is one of the primary platforms to which people are trying to market their products and get business.
So you cannot talk about ICT and then take one player out of the field.
Perhaps the most important player in
Exactly.
ICT business. So let's work on that, Mr. President. Really, 2023, your gift to us should be free access to Facebook. Me, I'm tired of VPNs. Bloody tired.